There. So we're live now. All right, so everybody say hi to Callum.
Hi, Cal.
All right, so I hope you're feeling better. Today is February 4th, Tuesday, February 4th. This is Miss Jane's computer class. And so we're talking about Scratch. This is what we did last time. And I will always record video if any student is absent during a lecture. Now, guys, if you can just, everybody in the classroom, if you can just turn off your screens for a second, because it is pretty hard to find Mr. Yang's super duper 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 unknown YouTube channel. So let me help you in finding it. So let me open up my web browser real quick. And you can subscribe. All right, so I'm just going to, well, let me just go. You can if you want. Yes, and actually what's going to happen is the first 10 people to subscribe are going to get an iPhone 11. Just kidding. Of course not. Okay. All right. So what you're going to do, you're going to search. Now, I'm also doing this for my graphics design course, so you can actually see that this is what you search for. You actually have to search for my name and graphics design if you're in my graphics design course, but I'm just going to call it my name computer class. So eventually it will come up, but if you, right now, because I didn't post the video yet, I'll just show you by going to Victor Yang, graphics design, and if I press enter there. Now, if you only type in Victor Yang, you're going to get lots of imposters, yeah? So there's more than one Victor Yang in the world. And so that's why I'm going to type in graphics design. But you're going to type in computer class after I post this video. So I'm going to go ahead and hit search, and ooh, okay, there it is. There's a couple of my videos already right there, and if I click on one of them, now, yes, you can subscribe. Ooh, I've got 3 subscribers. I've got 2 videos and 3 subscribers so far. Let's go ahead and click on that. See, now I got 3 videos. Now, guys, obviously, you're not going to click on these graphics design courses. That's for my elective, my high school elective, and I've had a few absent students. Obviously, the flu is going around. And so you're not going to click on that one, or that one. You're going to click on the one that says computer class. See, I'm recording it right now. See? Here's the recording software. I'm recording it. You're seeing me. This is the recording thing, and that's why I'm recording right now. Okay, so you will also have some other things in here. So computer class, or I'll put it Scratch or something like that. Computer class Scratch or something like that. So search for Victor Yang, computer class Scratch or something like that, and it should show up. And I will email your parents anytime you are absent from this class. All right, so let's continue on. We're talking about Scratch. This is what we made last time. Again, green flag, and my cat goes up, down, right, and left when I press any of those buttons. We are making a video game again. That's what we're going to do. And so far, so good. Hopefully, you guys have made that. And I do want to explain a couple things right off the bat of what we did last time. First of all, you can see that I've put all these ifs together inside of one forever, all in one paragraph per se, right? You don't have to. I could have had 4 separate green flags and 4 separate forevers, each with one if inside of it. But again, think of the analogy of writing an essay. When do you decide to start a new paragraph? Is when you're, right, choosing a new topic, talking about something different. We're not talking about anything different. It's all about moving our cat. So it makes more sense to go ahead and put it all together in one big paragraph as opposed to 4 small paragraphs. All right, so that's what I'm doing right there. Notice that these ifs are not parent-child relationship, like an if inside of an if inside of another if. If you do that, it's not going to work. Well, up will work. But in order to get down to work, if you want your cat to go down, this means that you have to press up and down for your cat to go down. Oh, you want to go right? Well, you're going to have to press up, down, and right for your cat to go right. Oh, you want to go left? Well, you're going to have to press all 4 buttons at the same time to go left. That doesn't make sense at all because you've put the ifs inside of each other where they're not supposed to be parent-child. They should be siblings of each other is what should happen. So be careful about that. Okay, so we are going to move on to the rest of this game. What we're making is we're going to make a simple side-scrolling game. And so it's kind of like a Super Mario Brothers clone is what we're going to be making together right here. All right, so there's a lot of different things that we could do at this point. Let's see. Let's make ourselves a background. And so that's, there's a lot of different ways we can go, but let's do that first. So I am going to go and click on this button right here to choose a backdrop. But, well, I'm not going to click on that button because then it's going to give me options for different pre-drawn backgrounds. I actually want to do this one because I want to draw my own background. Okay, so I'm going to go click on there. Okay, now careful, there's actually two different modes for drawing. There's the bitmap mode and there's the vector-based mode. I have students have trouble doing vectors, so I'm going to make sure that we're just going to go on bitmap mode because, yeah, it saves some trouble. So I'm going to click on convert this to bitmap. So now I'm on the bitmap mode. The tools have changed slightly. And now down here it should say convert to vector because we are in bitmap right now. All right, so I'm going to draw myself a background. So I'm going to, number one, grab a color. And don't worry if your color is not exactly the same as mine. I'm going to draw a grass. So I want kind of a greenish color. So let's go to green and on the rainbow. And don't worry if your color is not the same green as mine. Just get something kind of close. I'm going to go 100, 100, and because some students like to be do exactly what the teacher does. So I'm going to do, there he goes. Yep. 100, 33, 100, and 100. That's what I'm going to do for my grass. And so now I'm going to go ahead and draw my grass. So I'm going to use the rectangular tool as opposed to the paintbrush. And you'll see why, because I want a straight line. I'm going to go like that. And careful, I am going to need to be right on the edge when I start dragging. See, now I'm going to drag out a rectangle all the way to the end. And voila. Now, if you accidentally, because this does happen, some students accidentally, when they do this, they accidentally start a little bit off from the edge. And so there's actually going to be a transparent gap forever on your game. But don't worry, right after you drag out your rectangle, what you're going to want to do is take this and drag it out to the side so that you don't have any gaps. And if it's not high enough, you can drag it higher or lower. We want it, not too high, not too low. So I'm just going to do roughly an inch of my screen, or roughly up to, if you want to be precise, roughly up to this first icon right here. That's about good enough. And now I am going to, let me zoom out. Now I'm going to paint bucket my sky because I don't want that clear. So let me change my color to a sky color. Oh, no, shoot, no. It's changing my grass because it's still selected. Okay, so let me not do that. Let me click off of there. Now let me change this. Yes, okay. So sky, I'm going to try getting like a light blue. So I am going to be at 50. 50, 100, and 100. And now I'm going to use the paint bucket tool and click there. And voila, I have my first backdrop. And you can see here, I actually have two backdrops at this point, number 1 and number 2. Number 1 is just blank, so you know what? I'm going to click on number 1, and I'm going to click on the delete button on this blue X right there to get rid of it, because I just want that one. And don't worry, you might be like, Mr. Yang, look, it's calling that thing backdrop number 2. Well, actually, the name doesn't matter, but the number does matter. When we program this, we're going to base everything off of these numbers on the corner and not on the name per se. So, yeah, so you're going to delete the blank one, and you're going to make this one. Okay, at this point right here, I am going to stop and pause my video because I want to give you guys about a minute or two to create exactly what I've just done. Okay, go ahead. Turn on your screens again. And remember, you're going to click right here on the bottom right-hand corner, and you're going to click on the paintbrush thing. And the first thing you're going to do is click on Convert to Bitmap on the bottom, so it converts it. And then you're going to see this button here. It should say Convert to Vector if you're in Bitmap mode. And grab your grass with the rectangle tool, paint in your sky. 1 minute. I'm going to pause the video right now. Okay, we're back. It looks like everybody has finished making their backdrop. Remember, we don't want that other blank one that's up there. If you have that, you're going to delete it. I'm going to go back to my code now that I'm done with my backdrops. Okay, so now, oops, we're on the code for our, look at this. Well, I click on code. We're not on the code for the cat because guess what? My backdrop is selected. So I'm going to click back on my cat right here to be able to see that, right? So stage and cat. Yes, you can actually program for your backdrop, and we're going to need to do that later. But right now we want to be back on the cat. Okay, so obviously now that we have our cat and we have a grass and we're making a side-scrolling like Mario clone, what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to make it so that the cat always starts on top of the grass, not floating up there in the middle of the air, right? We always want him to start down here on the left-hand side, right on top of our grass. And it can be down inside the grass just a little bit. So what I'm going to do, let me make this a little bit bigger. I'm going to drag my cat. I'm going to put it where I want him to start for the game. Now, yes, he can be inside the grass a little bit, not a big deal. Just a little bit is okay. Okay, now take a look here. My coordinates right now, -207 and -80. Yours are probably not going to be like that. Yours are going to be similar, but don't worry if it's not the exact numbers that I have, because you might have drawn your grass a different height. So not a big deal. Direction is 90, and again, our size of our cat was size 60. That's what we did last time. All right. We want him to always start here when the game starts. So take a look at what I do. I'm going to make a new paragraph. Well, let me make this a little bit smaller so I have more room. Let's see here. Take a look at, we want a go-to piece. Perfect. You see? Look. The go-to will automatically readjust to wherever your character happens to be. That's kind of nice. That's the piece that I want. Now, yes, I could just go ahead and snap it on right here, right? So that as soon as the game starts, without using another green flag, as soon as the game starts, it's going to set him in that position. There's nothing really wrong with that. The only thing that I would say is that's not topically correct. This paragraph is supposed to deal with moving your cat, not setting the starting conditions for your cat. So that's why I'm actually going to, though you could put it right there, I'm actually going to go ahead and create a new paragraph. And actually later on, we're going to have more things in this paragraph. Right now, we only have one thing. When the game starts, make sure my cat starts there. But we will have more. All right, so I have that. And I am going to watch. I'm going to go ahead and click on my green flag. Let's see if it works. See, I mess around with my cat. I move him there. I hit stop. If I start the game again, it will always start over there. Now, there's also one more thing I want to do. We are now going to be, well, right after this, we are going to be experimenting with getting our cat to jump. Now, obviously, if our cat jumps, do you want the ability to be able to press the up arrow key to float up in the air magically? No, I mean, that would be a game that would be really, really easy to beat if you can just float anytime you want. We're making a side scroller, a platform game, and so we don't want up and down anymore. So I know all that hard work, we're going to get rid of it. Up and down are these first two ifs. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag it from the first one, drag it, put it down here, take these right and left, put it back inside there. And these guys here, I'm just going to throw them out there. Okay. At this point, now your cat can only move left and right. Up and down no longer works. Okay, I'm going to pause the video, turn on your screens, and you guys are going to catch up to what I just did. Okay, we're back. All the students have caught up, and so we are now going to be implementing jump. Now, there's two ways to do jump. The easy way, that doesn't look realistic at all, and the realistic way with gravity involved. So, here's what I want. I will be shortly teaching you how to get a realistic jump to work, but I first want a super duper duper easy lame jump to work. Let me give you a clue as to what you're going to need. You're going to make a new paragraph on your cat. You're going to need to sense when the space key is pressed. Oh, why isn't it grabbing it? Kind of laggy. There. You're going to need that piece. If you press that key, I want your cat to jump. Well, Michelle, how do I? I don't know how to do that. Hint. You've just changed your X or Y coordinate. That's how you can get your cat to move up, right? We just did it in this paragraph that we just threw away, right? If you press the up arrow key, it made your cat go up. And if you press the down arrow key, you have your cat go down. Well, you're going to do something very similar to that, but it's going to be the space key that triggers it. And that space key is going to trigger the cat to go up and then down automatically. That, therefore, will be a jump. Now, I'm not going to show you the code for this. I want to see if you guys, I'm going to give you guys about 2 minutes. I'm going to see if you guys can figure it out on your own. Do you have a question before we start? Yeah.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be easier if we did up arrow?
Well, we could. No, let's do spacebar. Yes. Up would be okay too, but we're making it my game, and you need to be exactly the same as me. I want 0 creativity from you guys over the next couple of weeks. 0 creativity. Have you ever heard a teacher say that?
No.
Right? The reason why is because creativity and differences take time, and if you do something different and it breaks, then it takes me a long time and you a long time to figure out what's wrong. So actually, I want you to just follow along, and there will be virtually nothing different. Save all that creativity for when you get started on your own project. Okay. Turn on your screen and try to figure it out. Try to make it so that your cat can jump. I'm going to pause the video, and I'm going to give you guys maybe about 2 or 3 minutes. And we're back. All right, 2.5 minutes later, it seems like 2 of my 7 students have got a lame jump to work. All right, so guys.
Oh, I got the good one.
Really? Okay, well, we'll see. All right, turn off your screens, ready or not. Screens are off, and so let's see if this works. Let me show you guys how it works, actually. Let me zoom in. We're getting a really super duper lame jump to work. I said you needed the space bar, and we're going to need another green flag because this is a new paragraph, and it's super laggy on me. Oops. I wonder if it's because of this recording software. It's probably laggy because of that, maybe. Oh, yikes. Yeah. Oh, yikes. Yeah, I have to be careful there. Maybe my Zoom tool is making it laggy too. Yeah, maybe that's it. Okay, all right. So let me just stay zoomed out. I need definitely an if, because there's a condition for when you want your cat to jump. What's the condition? When you press the space key. Obviously, that's a conditional move. You don't want it just randomly jumping or always jumping. There's a condition set with it. And look, conditions are diamond shaped, and they fit inside of these diamond if blocks perfectly. All right, so first of all, yeah, if space key is pressed, we want that to happen. Now, I also need our motions are changing which one is up and down, X or Y? Don't all jump in at once. Why? That's right. Hopefully you all already know the difference between X and Y. Okay? Y. And if you get those things confused, I like to think of train tracks. You know, the train track symbol is like the X, the circle with the X on it. That's going left and right when you cross a train track. And Y rhymes with fly, and fly is fly, up and down. All right. So there we go. We're going to change our Y by 10. And then obviously after that, we want to change our Y by, say, -10. Okay, let's try this. There's so many things wrong with this. But let's try it. Stop. Green flag. Spacebar. Do you see anything happening with my cat? No. Do you also notice that this paragraph is not lit up in yellow? This one is. This one isn't. Somebody tell me why it's not lit up in yellow. Yes? That's right. You need a forever. I taught you guys that last time. Remember? If you want the game to continuously check something for you, you need a forever around it. Otherwise, what this is doing is it's just checking the first time you start the game, that split second that you started the game. Hey, did you press the space bar? No? Okay, I'm going to do whatever else you want me to do. Oh, there's nothing else for me to do down here? Okay, I'm done. That's not good. So you're going to definitely need a forever control. Forever around this entire if right there. Now let's try it. Stop. And don't forget, you have to stop, and when you add some code to it, sometimes you're going to have to stop and start it again because it doesn't take into effect your changes until you restart it. So, ooh, see now, look, this paragraph's lit up in yellow. So that's working. Let's try pressing the spacebar now. Miss Yang, it's not doing anything. Has anybody figured out why this isn't doing anything? Yes?
I put wait 0.1 seconds.
Well, oh,
Between,
between these?
and, yeah.
Why did you do that? Can you explain?
Because it goes up, and then it waits 0.1 second, and then it goes back down.
Okay, so you put 0.1, 0.1. Okay,
I
I'm gonna.
tried 1, but it was too long. And after 0.1,
Yeah.
and then after 0.1.
Okay, good. 1 second is way too long. You know what? I'll just leave it at 1 second for just a minute there. Okay, stop. Green flag. Spacebar. Yay! Look at that. Are you impressed? No. Okay. All right. So that's pretty lame, I would have to say. So yes, you're right. Obviously, 0.1 seconds. You don't want a huge delay on it. Stop, restart, spacebar. Ooh, look at that. Now, obviously, moving by 10 is really not enough. That's not changing it enough. So, yeah, maybe about 50 would be good. So I'm going to type in 50 on here, and obviously here I'm going to do a negative 50. And I'm going to zoom out, stop, start, spacebar. Ooh, yeah. See, I can move and I can jump. Nice. Okay. Now, I'm sure you're not very impressed, but this is the easy jump. Now, I'm going to teach you guys a realistic jump later. We're not going to have time today, but I will teach that in the next lesson. My question to you, do you understand every single thing I did here? Every single thing that I've done here, and why you had to do it. For example, why you need a forever around it, the if. For example, why you need a wait 1 second in between your jump. If you don't have that wait 1 second, or wait 0.1 second in this case, if you don't do it, guys, it really does do both of them, but it does it so quickly that you can't even notice. It cancels each other out. For example, if I tell you to sit down and stand up at the same time, you're going to effectively do nothing. I want you all to sit up and stand up, right? It's like, what, Miss Yang? Right? So that's what's going on. So you actually have to have you say, hey, move up by 50, wait, then move down by 50. So I can actually see the difference there. Okay, so turn on your screens. We have 2 minutes of class left, and I need you guys to get this lame jump to work exactly how I've gotten it. So go ahead and do that and play around with it, test it out, make sure it works. And that is all for today. We'll stop here for today. I'm going to pause the video, or stop the video, and see you guys next time.